Coming up with a couple of video clip ideas every week has been pretty easy. Usually something comes to mind. Had trivia and some just games and goofy stuff during the holidays. It's kind of easy. A lot of lists. I like them. Anyway, but sometimes I have what it sounds like a good idea, but it's a dead end. So I thought I'd make a clip about dead ends. So sometimes I hit a wall. I came up with some good ideas recently. I thought, well, this will make a good clip. I had the thought to compile a list of songs that are the same exact length. And there's a lot of popular songs, and guess what? Not that many are the same length as each other. I found 8 Miles High and Good Vibrations are 3 minutes and 35 seconds. And that reminded me that one time I lived in a house whose address was 335, and I put 2 of those round felt sticky bumper pads for picture framing between the 2 3s, and so I made our house number look like it was 3 minutes and 35 seconds. And Judy didn't even take it off. Well, that was fun. But anyway, that's all I could find. So that hit a wall. And so I thought, well, another idea. Frequent collaborators, not just people who collaborate occasionally, but I'm talking teams. Lennon and McCartney, Jagger, Richards, those come to mind, of course. Gilbert and Sullivan, Lieber-Stoller, the Gershwin brothers, the guys that wrote The Wizard of Oz. Ooh, that was a good one. You got Hal David, Burt Bacharach, Jeff Goff, what's his name? Jerry Goffin, that's it, and Carole King, Barry Mann, Cynthia Weil, and there's one fantastic trio of writers, Holland Dozier Holland, who did a ton of that great Motown stuff. But that's all I could think of. That didn't get very far. So I thought, well, how about musical palindromes? Up and down, back and forth? Well, ABBA came to mind right away, and they even have a song called SOS, technically a palindrome. But that's it. Boy, that hit a dead end fast. I did think of the keyboard members' sequence in Yes, though, is a palindrome shape. Tony Kaye, Rick Wakeman, Patrick Moraz, back to Wakeman, and Tony Kaye again. There were some other guys in there, Tom Brislin and a Russian guy and Oliver Wakeman and Jeff Downs. But as far as those 3 guys, their sequencing was in palindrome style. Chord sequences is another one. You can have songs like E, A, D, A, up, down, back, forth. And I guess you could form a pattern that's a palindrome if you did it multiple times for 8 bars, like Rockin' in the USA, That's What I Like About You, Cherry Cherry, they're all that same pattern. You could have DC, GC, D, or A, D, E, D, A, those are very common. D, A, G, A, twice. DC, GC, DC, GC. Okay, so that's some of my trivia stuff. That is making a clip out of failed clips. This will be part 1 of a 2-parter. The next one will be next week, I hope. Anyway, it's about moody music. Now, my emotional thermostat is naturally set somewhere between effervescent and ebullient. So sometimes I need to listen to some dour tunes to bring me back down to lower stratosphere, somewhere leveling off around amused. And gloomy music does the trick for me. In fact, using that word, Heather Nova's version of the classic song Gloomy Sunday is well worth your listen. If you ever get too darn happy, just go for that. Other examples might be surprising, like Led Zeppelin, kind of rocking and upbeat most of the time, but don't forget they did Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You, the Rain Song, No Quarter, Hot Dog doesn't count, but that's fun. Then McCartney's a bubbly guy most of the time, but check out Dear Friend on the first Wings album. My favorite song on that record, and I only like 3 songs on it, but that's one of them. More obscure, Tony Joe White's Sitting Across from Midnight is a masterpiece. It is not Poke Salad Annie. It's a beauty. And there's some semi-popular bands that you may not have heard their tracks, their deep tracks, like Desdemona from the Allman Brothers, Johnny Lang's Darker Side, Sade's Cherry Pie and Sally, David Sylvian, I Surrender. Woohoo! That's a basker. King Crimson's Epitaph and Starless, It's All Over But the Crying by Garbage, Isabel by Björk, Hello Earth by Kate Bush. So, I'll get back to some more later, but if you get too happy, check some of those out. There's a lot more to come. So stay depressed, which means smile.